All right, today we're going to work on a sequence of resistance exercises with a DynaBand, TheraBand. They have various names, but usually they're pretty easy to come by. Sometimes you can even find them in a drugstore or something. They do come in different thicknesses, so obviously the thicker it is, the more resistance there's going to be. So we have a couple of levels of resistance here that people can switch back and forth. So if you're new to this, I would recommend something with a little bit lighter resistance and something with thicker resistance, because that gives you lots of options. You can work with light band on certain ones, the thicker band, and put them together when you get even stronger, okay? So this is all about maintaining some of the joint actions of the shoulder using resistance so that we're strengthening the tissue and improving our capacity, etc. So we don't always get to do a full spectrum of these actions in a yoga practice. So this is really going to enhance your yoga practice, but other ways that you use your shoulder as well. So we're going to start off with probably one of the weakest areas of the shoulder, and that is external rotation, which is very important. Okay, so we're going to lay the band across the hands. You're going to actually keep your humerus bone against your body so that it doesn't move out of position easily, okay? So keep it hugged into your body, thumbs are out, and then just wrap your fingers lightly over the band and try to spread your hands apart. So in your back body, you're feeling your shoulder blades moving closer together if possible. It's not really about that, but that's just going to ensure that you end up activating the muscles that you really want to go after, okay? Which is really this action here. This is external rotation at the shoulder, and you're going to do a few repetitions. So this is really important stabilizing muscles of the shoulder, our external rotators, and so this is going to help you maintain them. Especially people who do repetitive actions in a forward position, like massage therapists and hairdressers and painters and all kinds of people like that. They really need to maintain this position. So this is really good kind of maintenance for that. Okay, so we've done about, I would say 8 or 9 repetitions. I would recommend trying for 8 to 10, even 12 if you get a little bit stronger. So let's just shake that off. It's good to really concentrate on that one and not have too much else going on. So now we're going to flip the hands over, so it'll be palms down. And again, you can kind of relatively lightly grip the band, and we're going to just take it across the horizontal plane. So now once again, part of your shoulder action is what's happening with the shoulder blade. So as you move all the way back, you want to squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other and complete the action, okay? So as you move back, you're just using your horizontal abductors, squeeze back, and let's take it forward again. Squeeze back, and let's take a little break. Shrug it out. One of the things that can happen here is the shoulder girdle wants to lift and we start using neck muscles rather than just the shoulder girdle muscles. It's very common. It's okay. Those are also stabilizing muscles, but you don't want to overwork those muscles and create a bad habit. All right, so take a little break when you need to. And now we'll add a little extra action. Okay, so if you're having a hard time keeping your shoulder girdle down, don't do the leg action. But if it feels like it's really solid for you, go ahead and add these lunges that we're going to add. So once again, we're on the horizontal plane, and we're going to step forward as we pull back, and then bring it back up. Step forward and bring it back up. Keep it clean. Only clean, precise repetitions count. So there's no point in going and really losing your stability, losing your technique. You want to make it nice and clean. And make sure you're using your breath. You're a yogi. You know how to use your breath. It doesn't really matter when you inhale or exhale, only that you are keeping a smooth, steady breath. Let's do one more on each side, and that will be good. Okay, so you might wonder, do I do a whole bunch of sets? It totally depends on where you're starting from. One set when you're new to it is sufficient if you do it under good technique. And then as you find, I don't feel very tired after that, then do another set, okay? And you'll slowly, progressively build your strength that way. All right, so now we'll work on shoulder extension. This is this action. We're going to create some resistance for that by holding the other arm up. So this is kind of nice because you're getting an isometric contraction of your shoulder flexors over here while you use your shoulder extensors against resistance and movement on the other side. So let's just keep it simple. Press this arm up, keep it strong, and then you're pulling down. So you're keeping the elbow straight on your working arm and on your stabilizing arm as well. Your thumb is staying forward. We're using external rotation. And just pulling down. So now, give some attention to what the rest of your body's doing. Make sure you're using your superficial front line to keep the belly contained, right? Pubic bone to breastbone. Feel your back body. You're using muscles in the back of your shoulders and kind of underneath the shoulder blade. One more time. And let's leave it at that. And we'll just right away go to the other side because we haven't used our flexors on this side. They'll be fresh. Hold it steady isometrically, and then we can extend with the other side. So, we don't have quite the same tendency to lift the shoulder girdle and do this like this. But you can, check the mirror for that. When you're using movement in this direction, it's less common to see that. But if you have a really strong pattern of that in your body, you never know when that's going to happen again. It probably happens in lots of actions that you do. All right, let's just do one more after this one. And this will be the last one right here. All right, you always want to make sure you are fatiguing, right? Fatigue is the goal. All right, so we've done this action. Now we're going to do the opposite action. We'll work isotonic flexion. Okay, so your left hand or whatever stabilizing hand is down, you're going to be thumbs up on your working hand. And remember, if you make this band shorter, it's going to be a lot more resistance. You make it longer, it's less resistance. So work with a resistance that's appropriate. All right, so here it is. So I'm going to stabilize with one arm. I'm going to lift with my other arm. I'm keeping my elbow pretty straight. That ensures that I'm working shoulder muscles and not my bicep, okay? I want to mainly work shoulder muscles. Of course, your bicep moves your shoulder a little bit too. But right now, we're focusing on the deltoids and biceps brachii and a little bit of pec. So you'll know because they're the ones that get tired. Keep lifting your thumb up one more time. Really good. And then slowly take it down and we'll go to the other side. Just flip your hands. Remember, this one has to be thumbs up. Okay, anchor, and let's go. The same as before, contain the front body. Notice what's happening in the rest of your body. As you do the shoulder action, keep your elbow pretty straight. How's it going, guys? Yeah? Thumbs up. Thumbs up if you're enjoying yourself. All right, let's go one more time. Well, maybe one more. Okay, just one more. I promise. All right, there we go. Hopefully you feel some warmth in your shoulders by now. We still have a couple actions to go though, so no worries. So now we're going to do straight abduction. Abduction is this action right here. We actually have to do it palm down. And we're going to be working all of kind of the shoulder cap muscles. Again, these are really important muscles. They're more of our phasic muscles associated with the functional lines. All right, so once again, we're going to anchor with one arm. Your palm is down. You're going to kind of hold the band like this. And we're just moving it straight out. And the thing is, you're just moving it out just above 90 degrees, okay? This is actually where we're the weakest in this action. So it's really very efficient that we're just working through that small range. You would find that if you go all the way up, it kind of gets easy. So let's just bring it, we'll just stay in that range where it stays pretty challenging. Okay, and so remember, you're only doing as many reps as you can under really good technique. When you're tired, you're tired. And that's fine. You've given your body the information it needs to do what it needs to do, to get stronger. Okay, let's go to the other side. Anchor, and we can just go right away. So I hope you can see, like, this does not have to take a lot of time, and you actually get a lot done. Even if you went to 2 sets of everything, probably still only take you 10 or 15 minutes. There's no rush. In this kind of thing, it's better to go pretty slowly and mindfully, which you're used to doing if you practice yoga. So it's about the same kind of a rate. Let's do one more after this one, and we'll take a little break. Excellent. Good. So that's our main shoulder work, but we're also going to add tricep and bicep as well. So for working triceps, we're going to take the band and throw it over our shoulder and then grasp it with the opposite hand. Okay, so it takes a little bit of experimenting to get the length just right. I'm going to, just have this gently held in my hand like this. Okay, and you can anchor. I usually anchor around the sacrum area. And then I'm going to push my hand straight up. So keep an eye out for, well, what I would call cheating, which would be bringing the elbow out here. It doesn't help you all that much, but sometimes there's a tendency to do that. Try to keep your shoulder straight up, flexed, and then straighten the arm. And once again, straighten the arm. So stay aware of what the rest of your body's doing. Dial it out through the legs. Contain the front body, pubic bone to breastbone. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Hold, hold, hold. And let's relax it down. So now you can bring it around, sort of. It's kind of good to keep hanging on because then you get exactly the same length every time. So anchor down at the sacrum, get your upper arm close to your head, and away we go. Straighten and straighten. So remember, you're trying for about 8 to 10 reps when you're new. I would keep working to 15 or even 20, but if you can do more than that, you might want to use a little more resistance. And you might definitely want to do more than 1 set because you're ready for it. You've prepared the tissue and you're already strong. All right, how many more? 2 more? It's always great. Somebody always keeps track. I feel free to not do that because I know somebody's counting. Let's hold, push, push, push. Oh, very nice. And let's take it down. Good. You can shake that off and we'll get down on one knee and do some bicep work, okay? So biceps are actually kind of stressed a lot in yoga because of chaturanga. So it's in its long position and it's being loaded there, which is not a bad thing, but sometimes we overdo it or sometimes we're not using perfect technique and we do kind of aggravate it quite a bit. So this is working the same muscle, but in its shorter position, and we want to make sure that we keep the elbow forward as we do this. Okay, so just kind of strengthening a different part of the function of that muscle. All right, so I recommend you just take the band and sort of fold it. I'm not doing that very elegantly, but this is what I mean. And that makes kind of a nice handle for my hand. And then I'm going to use my opposite hand to kind of keep my elbow in position. Okay, and then we're just going to curl it up and take it down. So you want to keep your elbow just a little bit ahead of your shoulder. Okay. If you want, you can add a little bit of grip to this, so kind of squeeze your hand. We often lose our grip strength. This is not, ideal. Ideal grip strength would be hanging from chin-up bars or something of that kind. Let's just do 2 more. How many we do, Peter? 12? Excellent. Let's do the other side. I'm going to keep my grip so I don't have to figure that out again. Put it under my foot, put the hand here to stabilize my elbow, and away we go. So remember, some muscles you're going to find that you're a lot stronger than others, and you might want to do more than 1 set. You might want to do lots of repetitions. You might want to use 2 bands at once. So, work with whatever you've got. I like the bands because of the slow rate you have to work at. You can't really swing these things around. And the tension actually changes, you see, throughout the range of motion too, which is kind of an interesting stimulus for the muscles. Okay, let's do, how many more, Peter? 1 more. Is that the last one? Okay, thank you. All right, guys. So that is a little sequence. We kind of hit all the actions of the shoulders, more or less, that we can do with the band. And this is just great shoulder strengthening. Remember, you can make it as strong a practice as you need, but it's great shoulder rehab, and it's a great way to maintain your shoulder strength and capacity and prepare your connective tissues for some of the things we do in yoga and kind of fill some of the gaps that we don't get to work on in yoga too. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.